Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday night, and it's time for Shoot from the Hip. So at this time, I'm going to welcome my wonderful co-host, the diva herself, the lovely Miss Bernadette.
Hey, guys. I'm so excited for tonight.
So am I. Yeah, that's right. So tonight, we get smashed. As our special guest tonight is one half of the commentating team for Smash Wrestling. I would like to welcome right now at this time, Scott Hunter.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Welcome, Scott. Doing well.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night. We're looking forward to having you. Thank you for coming on.
I'm looking forward to this. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to start it right off and get right into this and get down to business. Now, I only know you as a commentator for Smash Wrestling. Do you play any other roles in the company? Do you play any other parts behind the scenes that we don't know about?
I do. You know what? The commentary that I do with Smash Wrestling, to be honest with you, is probably the tip of the iceberg of what I do with Smash Wrestling. I'm the lead writer of the website. I'm also the one of the co-hosts of the Smash Wrestling podcast, which is actually relaunching a little bit. We just did our recording of the podcast earlier this week. It's coming out tomorrow, actually, brand new one. But I'm all over the place. I'm part of the creative team there with Smash Wrestling, part of the writing team. So it's a full-time job for me, Smash.
Nice. Okay. Well, here's my question then.
I've got a quick follow-up.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, just a quick follow-up. Part of the booking team?
Yes, I am.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
He's a creative.
Well, you said creative.
He does say creative.
It's booking.
Okay. Well, that to me said booking. Maybe I was reading too much into it, but apparently not. Okay. So then why commentating? I mean, there's so many other roles. Like, you could have been a ref. You could have been a ring, announcer. So what drew you to commentating?
Well, to be honest with you, it's a gig that I kind of just really fell into. It's for starters, before I even got involved with Smash Wrestling, I went through school through university through Laurier for sports broadcasting. I mean, it's always what I wanted to do, and I kind of just fell into the role. I sent Smash Wrestling a message. I went to the first few shows as a fan. You can actually, if you watch some of the earlier footage, I'm in the crowd there. I had a blown-out knee. I tore an ACL, so I'm the guy in crutches in the crowd there for the first couple of shows. But I sent Smash Wrestling a message and let them know that I said, hey, you know what? If you want a hand setting up the ring or anything, I'm around. And they said at the time, Arda Ocal, now Kyle Edwards with WWE, was doing the announcing for them, and he was on his way out to Vancouver. So they said, well, it's too bad you don't know anybody doing any commentary, because that's what we need right now. And I said, well, that's perfect. That's what I went to school for. So they gave me a tryout at the 2013 Kenyusa Classic, which is the all women's tournament there. They gave me a tryout in a dark match doing commentary for that, and they liked what they heard, and I haven't missed a match since.
That is awesome. Well, you are definitely the voice of Smash, shall we say. So, okay, switching gears a little bit. I'm sure you've been asked like 1,000 times by other people, maybe some of your peers, maybe fans have asked you, whatever, what has been your favorite match to call, what has been the best match to call, which I'm sure is impossible to pick when you think about it, because we've had amazing matches here in Smash. So I'm going to try and give you something a little easier. Try is the key word. What match has there been that you've called where you just thought, oh, my God, just go the fuck home already?
Just matches that have kind of, like, dragged on a little bit.
Yeah, where you're just like, okay, the crowd's not into it, you're not into it, and you still have to call that match and make it as exciting as possible. And we all thank you for that. But has there been a match where you're just like, okay, you know what? Go the fuck home, guys.
Well, not to shit on any match or anything that I've called, but I know during one of the earlier days when I started doing commentary, there was one match at Super Showdown 1, the original one. It was a match to end the feud between Scotty O'Shea and Tyson Dukes. and it was a British Commonwealth match.
Yes, I remember that. Oh my God!
Yeah.
It was a match that they broke it down into rounds and everything.
Well, you know how much I love Tyson Dukes. So yeah, anything with Tyson Dukes and Scotty O'Shea, it's kind of hard to be a loser for me. I love it.
Oh, yeah, listen, I'm a big fan of those style of matches, but at the same time, it was one of those matches where I don't think the crowd live, I don't think that the match itself translated so much live. At the time, because the rules of the match, it's broken down into rounds and everything. I don't think that the crowd really quite understood what was going on there. So that was kind of a match that needed the commentary. But yeah, I think that was the one match where it was kind of to me where it was up to the commentary to save it in terms of the rules.
No, and again, that's exactly it. As a participant of the live audience for that match, because I vividly recall that match.
We both do.
Both Bernie and I do, because we were both in attendance. You're absolutely right. It was really strange. I mean, the British style over there, where it's done in rounds and that type of thing, where it's 5-minute rounds and it's done with points, and it's, it doesn't translate over to the North American style of wrestling that we're used to. So it did bring a different, as much as it brought a different flavor, a lot of the fans just were like, what is this? Like, what's going on? Because it was not understood.
Well, and I think that's the main thing with the anytime there's a big feud in Smash Wrestling, we try to come up with a big way to end that feud, a big style match to end that feud, and I think that was sometimes they work and sometimes they don't quite hit the mark, and I think the British Commonwealth was kind of on the other side of what we wanted, but we had matches like Banks versus Vega in the ladder match to end that feud. We had of course the ambulance match between Banks and O'Shea.
Oh my God.
And that was the first match the first match of its kind in Canada too. Like, that was a huge deal. That was a tough gig to get that ambulance. Let me tell you.
I can imagine.
Yeah, we were there. It was awesome.
And that was one of those matches too. It's actually it's a little pulled back the curtain a little bit. We were scrambling a little bit to make sure that ambulance showed up, and it wasn't until about 45 minutes before the match itself that we actually had confirmation that the ambulance was there. So it was a match that almost didn't happen.
The match that almost didn't happen. Oh.
Well, and yet when we were pulling into the parking lot, we literally saw the ambulance showing up.
Yeah. And that was hours before we saw the ambulance there.
That's right, because the ambulance itself, it actually showed up. It showed up too early, and then we had it for a certain time slot, and they left before the match, and then we had to scramble to get them back. But no, they showed up.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
And that's the thing. While I'm calling the show, while all the fans are enjoying and watching the show, there's people behind the scenes there pulling their hair out.
Sweating buckets, pulling their hair out, aging decades.
You know what with Smash, that's the one thing that I love about it, is that we all, as a team, we all come together, and we always seem to pull things out of our ass at the end of it.
I have never seen fans and crew pull together so flippin' fast to get that set up.
Oh, hell. We were not having...
As they did a Challenge Accepted.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? That setup for Challenge Accepted is a career highlight for me.
Honestly, I was in awe just watching it happen. Like, I was like, holy crap. Like, they did it in record time.
Well, we set up from a hockey game going on to the ring being set up was 28 minutes, which is insane. And it was one of those things where I'm in the ring truck and I'm just passing out things from the ring like I normally do, but it's fan after fan after fan taking stuff from me, and everyone came together, everyone realized we were pressed for time, and we pulled that off.
And that's what I was going to say, is that's why we call it the Smash family. I mean, yes, the promotion is Smash Wrestling, but when you look at it, that's the family coming together going, no. What, you need help just to get it done quicker? Where can I volunteer?
Oh, yeah. I mean that's the coolest thing about Smash Wrestling to me is that you get that, like you said, it's a family. It's an atmosphere that you rarely find elsewhere.
It really is. And as two people, myself and Rob, who have really been there from the inception, no pun intended. Like we were, like I've been to almost every single Smash, except for the ones at like Brock University, and up in none of it, yeah.
But the actual Smash events.
But out of the Smash events, we've been to every one. I think Rob missed one or two. Maybe. But like it's a completely different atmosphere than other promotions for sure in that respect. And we love it. So that's why we try to get you guys on. Now, okay, here's my question. What has been the scariest moment for you in your commentating career? Whether it was, something you saw and had to call, or something you were a part of? Something that was the scariest for you?
Scariest moment for me, well, I've had a couple of scary moments, actually. There's a match at the tournament. Was it during? No, it wasn't at Gold. Sorry, it was at Any Given Sunday, too. There's a match between the Overdogs and Checkmate.
Oh, yeah.
And Christopher Bishop came with it about 6 inches of drop kicking me in the face. Because we had the announce table but right up against the ring for that show, and he did like a kind of like a baseball slide and slid a little bit too far, so that was a close call for me. That was pretty scary, but scariest moment that has been
involved. That was at the E-Zone, right?
What's that? Sorry.
That was at the E-Zone, right?
That was at the E-Zone. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The scariest moment not involving me was a match between Cherry Bomb and Vanessa Craven, where Cherry Bomb had an injury there. She hurt her ankle. And it was kind of, I'd never been a part of having to try to keep the show going through an injury before. So I was kind of out of my element in that one there. And at the same time, I'm concerned for her, hoping that she's okay, but trying to keep the show going at the same time.
Okay. Now, my follow-up to that, how did they let you know without, like, letting everybody know? Like, did you know before the show that she was injured and she was going to be wrestling hurt?
No, she was not wrestling hurt that show. She actually got injured during that match. I didn't realize that she was hurt until it wasn't until they stopped the match itself that I went, okay, like something's happened.
Oh. So you didn't you weren't even initially scared. You didn't realize you should have been.
No, I mean, at first I thought it was just part of an angle that they were going for there, and then
okay.
And then I think Craven gave her a stomp, and there was no sell on the stomp, and I went, oh, something's not right there, and then of course Pepper came running out, and then I knew for sure something had happened, and fortunately it wasn't anything too serious. It took her out of that match, but it didn't take her out. She didn't miss any time from it, so thank God for that. But I think I would have to say the scariest moment for me was back at the Super Showdown 2, back at the start of the summer. I commentated an entire show. I don't remember it. I got concussed there by Alex Vega, and I literally do not remember calling half of that show.
So watching it back, watching the parts that you didn't remember. Watching from the moment that you got concussed and watching the rest of the show, realizing you were calling it concussed. That's pretty impressive, dude.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. Let me go through what I do remember from that show. I remember the initial match. It was a 5-way. And that was the match that Vega was in. And then after that match, I don't remember anything until midway through the main event of Matt Cross and Chris Hero.
Wow.
And you know what? Nobody knew that I was concussed during the show. They did this thing before the show started. They had this idea to give me a microphone at intermission and go around and interview the crowd and get their reactions to what was going on so far. And in all honesty, that's what kept me going, is the fact that I never shut up the entire time. I just kept kept the adrenaline pumping, kept going, and it wasn't until after the show had finished that the adrenaline wore off, and I just started like crashing, and we were doing tear down, and there's people folding up chairs and stacking up chairs, and I'm walking up to the stack of chairs and opening them up thinking that we're doing a setup. I didn't know where the hell I was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Wow. I don't know what to say to that. That's incredible. I got to tell you, I know that we've already got a couple callers in the queue. So if anyone else wants to join into the convo there, they know the number. It's 1-559-726-1300, and the access code is 742021. And then you got to hit that pound key to let us know that you're in the room and that you're ready to get smashed with Scott Hunter, guys. So first off, we're going to go into something called First Impressions. So I'm going to name a few different commentators over the years. Obviously, you're probably going to know them because they're, from TNA, they're from WWE, whatever. Just to kind of get maybe you got a cool road story, maybe because you got to meet them or whatever. You just give us your first initial reaction when you first saw them, and like I said, maybe a quick story about them. Well, let's go with the King, Jerry Lawler.
Jerry Lawler, this guy is man's a legend. I mean, that's growing up when I was little. Those were Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross were the two guys that I grew up listening to, and a lot of the comedic stuff that I do when I'm on commentary is because of Jerry Lawler. So I owe a lot of what I do because of that guy.
Nice. Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan, that guy, you know what? I don't remember Bobby Heenan so much as a commentator. I remember him more as a manager, and he's one of the best. I mean, I do remember him from his WCW days as an announcer, but I think I remember him more as his role as a manager, and he was definitely one of the best.
And then you've got the man, Vinnie Mac.
You know what? I might be one of the few people that actually enjoyed Vince McMahon as a commentator, and I'm going to go out there and say that he was one of the best. He was one of the best commentators.
I'll be honest, I like him too much.
You know what? I can remember when I was a kid, I had all the action figures and I'd be playing with them, and I would actually announce the matches as I'm playing with these action figures, and I can't even tell you how many times I said, "What a maneuver," because of that guy.
Yeah, well, here's my thoughts on Vince. Who's going to be more passionate about Vince's product than Vince?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the perfect guy to commentate. Obviously, right? I mean, it totally made sense to keep him, even after he bought it from his dad, he still played the commentator until, of course, the curtain got pulled back in, like, 90 whatever, right? Just before like 95, 96, 97, when he became, when everyone started to figure out who he really was. Meanwhile, he had been the man behind the scenes, since like 83. But anyways, Michael Cole, who gets a mixed reaction from people.
Michael Cole, you know what? He does get a mixed reaction. It's, you know what? Here's the thing about Michael Cole is that he came into wrestling with a news background, and I think he's trying to add an element of journalism to wrestling commentary, which doesn't necessarily translate too well to the hardcore fan, but to the casual fan, I mean, that's there's something to be said there, and he's the voice of the WWE right now for a reason. He's on every show that they have, so he's definitely playing his role very well. Whether or not you and I necessarily agree with it is a different story, but it's he's doing well for himself.
Okay, no, this is Shoot from the Hip. What are your thoughts of Michael Cole?
Okay, Rob is going, no, Scott, this is called Shoot for the Hip, for a reason. So what are your real thoughts on Michael Cole? Don't sugarcoat it.
No, don't be diplomatic. Come on now.
Okay, look, Michael Cole, I'm not a fan of him in terms of his commentary. Would I do it the same way he does it? No, I don't do it the same way he does it. I think his best role was the role that he had before he was doing commentary, basically the same role the coach had, which is being the Rock's bitch. which was fantastic. He played that role to a T. He was like a little dweeb, and that's I don't I guess that's kind of how I've always
picked on by
that's how I look at him.
Yeah, being picked on by DX every week.
And The Rock.
And The Rock. Well, The Rock mostly picked on Kevin Kelly and that. But okay, Taz is my last one. I know I kind of before the callers. Taz,
I really like Taz, actually. Taz is, I really liked him as a wrestler. I mean, when I was younger, Taz's style really appealed to me because I did, when I was younger, I did judo and I wrestled in high school as well. So the human suplex machine, like Taz was my guy. And then when he made the switch from in the ring to the commentary table, I really took to him. I really took to his. I like the kind of accent that he has. I think he brought a different element and edgier side to the commentary table that we hadn't really seen before. I mean, now at the point when he's in TNA, I think he's watered himself down quite a bit. I think he's at a point where he's some of the words he's making up are just I feel like now it's you hear Taz call one match, you've heard him call 20 matches. It seems to be the same commentary, but when he first transitioned to commentary, I was a huge fan of him.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm going to bring this over to a couple of callers then. So, let's see. Here, we're going to go here. Okay. Caller from the 918. Go ahead.
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm Andrew, and I'm from Oklahoma. And Rob, every time I got to give my boy Rob props here. Every time we talk on the phone, I don't think there's a time where we haven't talked about Smash. So, who is your hero that you look up to in Smash? Or is there any guy you look up to?
You know what? There is. There's a lot of guys in that locker room that I look up to. Tyson Dukes is definitely one of them. That guy is one of the first guys in that company that really gave me the time of day, so to speak. He kind of took me under his wing there and showed me a lot of the business. So I owe a lot of what I do to Tyson Dukes. And Jimmy Corderas is another guy that's definitely showed me, taking some time out of his day to show me the ropes. So to speak. I'm still so new to this business. At the end of the day, I'm just over a year into this myself, and Jimmy Corderas has kind of been my guiding light through this thing as well. So those are definitely two guys that I look up to.
All right. I plan on visiting Canada in the summer with Rob and Bernie. What can I expect when I come to see a Smash show?
Well, when you come to see a Smash show, first of all, thank you for that. Like we would love to have you. When you come to see a Smash show, expect a little bit of everything. I think that's the main thing that Smash Wrestling does is it provides fans with every aspect of wrestling. You get your high flying, you get a little bit of your hardcore, you get the women, you get the comedy, you get a little bit of everything in there, and it's not just another promotion there.
Okay.
No,
sorry.
Sorry, all I was going to say is they are definitely top notch. I will say that. Like they, as far as I'm concerned, they are one of two or three of the top promotions of Ontario wrestling right now.
Well, yeah, because I'm in Oklahoma, and we have indies, but they're not as broad as they are up there. I mean, Rob's told me about 50,000 promotions, and I've got to talk to some of the wrestlers, and I really have to say that I really have a huge respect for the indie wrestlers. And every time I talk to Rob gives me another perspective to look at. So I can thank Rob and our Penelope Garcia of the group, Bernadette.
Okay. All right, Andrew. Well, I do know there's other callers, so I'm going to say thank you for the questions. They were awesome.
You're welcome.
Okay. Caller from the 613. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, this is a question for Mr. Shunter from Mr. AB in Ottawa, Ontario.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's up, buddy? So my question is, who's your favorite indie commentator, and why am I?
Well, yeah, of course, it's definitely you, Adam. It's got to be it. That's awesome that you're calling in, buddy. This is Adam from C4 doing commentary. Adam and I met. Where did we?
And
meet
IWS
now?
and Battle War and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, you're all over the place. I know you from
I know,
C4.
man.
That's why I'm saying that. No, well, we met at Chikara, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was actually going to be my little thing there. I was listening to your interview, and they were asking you about road stories. And I thought maybe, I'd chime in and ask you a road story about a magical evening after King of Trios in the Holiday Inn parking lot, if you remember this story.
Yes! I heard it.
We swore we would never bring this up again.
It's not as bad as it's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think.
No, we did.
Remember this sheep from the hip, Scott.
This before I got into the actual business of wrestling, I was obviously a fan like everybody else, and a friend of mine, Rob, actually introduced me to the world of independent wrestling. And before this, I didn't even know it existed, to be honest with everybody. And the promotion was Chikara, and Chikara had come to Canada a couple of times. We got to see a couple of shows, and then there's this big tournament they have. It's called King of Trios, where it's a bunch of six-man tags. It's a six-man tag tournament, and it's a 3-day tournament. It was in Philadelphia, and I was hooked on the product, and I said, you know what, I got a car, let's go. So we drove down to Philadelphia, and we wore a bunch of shirts. I found some shirts at Blue Notes that said the A-Team, but the A-Team was EH, like Canadian A-Team, and I thought this is perfect. So
I love that.
It gets better, too. Like, on one of the days of the tournament, they actually cut the shirts to look like Young Bucks T-shirts.
Oh, yeah, we bucked up those shirts for sure. Wow. I still have it. You know what, I'll bring it to the next Smash Show. I still have that shirt. But, yeah, so we drove down to Philadelphia, went and saw the tournament, and on the last night there, we were tailgating, as being the Canadians that we are, had a trunk full of beer, and Adam, I think we met you in Ottawa, if I'm not mistaken, before that tournament. So we bumped into you and said, hey, we know this guy's Canadian, so we had him there tailgating, and then another group of guys. We actually met in the
Vaughan, like the first Chikara show in. Right. Like I came down to Vaughan. That's
right, and then Ottawa was the next day. That's right. So we had known each other prior to that. So we started drinking with Adam there in the parking lot, and then another group of guys walked by, and I yelled out, asked if they were Canadian, and the group ended up being Brad Myers and a couple of his buddies. So that's how Brad and I met, was tailgating in a parking lot in Philadelphia at Chikara. So he came.
It's magical. And we all met violating drinking laws in the United States, especially at Chikara.
We broke several laws. Then,
didn't Chikara wrestlers ask us if we were like 21 or something like that? No. Like, didn't Lance Steele ask you guys if you were like...
Lance Steele came and asked us for our ID. Then we went and we watched the show, and then from the show we decided as a group of Canadians, we went out, it was probably about 10 or 12 of us, went out to the Olive Garden, which was lovely, drank them out of beer, to the point that the manager came out to thank us because we met their quota for the month in one night. We polished off. I think you just killed my host.
I think you just killed my host. That's amazing.
It was no. We got we had a night. We got pretty tanked there, and then we went back to. They were closing, so we obviously couldn't stay there anymore. So we still had some beers in the trunk. So we drove to the Holiday Inn parking lot, and we kept the party going there. A couple of cops came by to make sure we were all okay. We said, yeah, and he says, well, I'm going to do a couple more rounds. As long as I don't see you guys with the beer in your hands, we're all good. And I said, okay, sounds good to me. So we drank our faces off.
Wow. What about the headbutt challenge?
Oh, that's right. We had a buddy of mine that was just hammered drunk. Challenge? Well, yeah, a buddy of mine he was just hammered, and I can't remember why. He really wanted to headbutt somebody, and Adam really wanted to see him headbutt somebody because he's a bigger guy. He was in the Army and stuff. Yeah, I can't remember what Adam did, but earlier in the night, Adam did something that really bothered him. So my buddy really wanted to headbutt Adam.
It wasn't even anything bad. It was like a small thing. It was like it wasn't even like towards him. No, it was the Boy Scouts. Apparently, he thought somebody was shit talking the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but he really wanted to headbutt you for some reason. And I'm saying, okay, if this guy headbutts Adam, he's going to kill him. So I said, you know what, headbutt me because I know you're my buddy and you're not going to try to kill me, so I'll take it so you don't murder somebody because I know you're going to headbutt somebody tonight. And then I took a headbutt, and I wish I didn't.
Okay, Adam, please stay on the line because I would love to get you back on in a few minutes. I just don't want to miss another caller. So if you can just hold on for a minute, we'll get right back to you because apparently there are some road stories we need to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so caller from the 804, please go ahead.
Hello, Canada.
How's it going?
Hey.
Yes, it's your resident American representing America. My question is this: when you're not doing the wrestling and all that, what do you like to do in your free time?
Wow, that's a good question actually. When I'm not doing the wrestling, to be honest, my free time is spent watching a lot of wrestling. Another thing that I do is I watch. I'm a big fan of Netflix. I go on binges with Netflix a lot. I'm currently in the middle of watching House. I never watched that show when I was on TV, so I'm on that. And sometimes, occasionally, I like to watch a movie and live tweet myself watching Netflix. But yeah, you know what? TV's a big thing to me. Sports is another huge thing. I'm a huge San Jose Sharks fan, which is odd. I was a Toronto fan a Leafs fan for the bulk of my life, and I'm one of the few fans that was able to say, you know what, enough is enough. I gave up on the Leafs a while ago. And I just became, I don't even know how it started. I became a San Jose Sharks fan, but it's been like 9-10 seasons now. I just, the old job I had, I was bartending. So when I got home from work, it was really late at night. So I was able to watch the Western games, the Pacific games, because they kind of started right when I was getting home from work. So I just started watching the Sharks from there and haven't stopped. So that's another big thing of mine is watching the Sharks.
Can I ask one more question?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you're a Leafs fan and then you start cheering for them, isn't that the first war of deportation in Canada?
You know what? It might be. It might be. And actually, as I'm sitting in my room right now, and my room, like, this is how big of a Leaf fan I was. My room is painted. I went to the Home Depot. I got some paint. It's actually called Toronto Maple Leaf Blue. Is the walls.
Yes,
and I have
color.
And it's like a museum in my room. I've got autographed pictures with Gilmore and Domi, and I have a Matt Stajan autograph, which isn't even like, who the hell is he? But that's how big of a Leaf fan that I was, and I just, you know what, I get, the struggle was too hard. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't stand cheering for this team that just clearly didn't care about its fans.
I could make a joke. Toronto Maple Leafs, the TNA of hockey.
Yes, pretty much.
Pretty much. Toronto Maple Leafs are pretty much the Royal Rumble of hockey right now.
Oh.
Just
well, I can't argue that point yet.
All right. Thanks, Doug. Unless there was something else. All right, cool. All right. Okay, I'm going to just shoot back to Mark then.
Adam.
Or Adam, sorry. My apologies.
Mark, my God.
How long you want to go? I'm talking about?
That's close because he is a Mark, so.
Hey.
That's why you have a co-host, guys.
There's a reason for the co-host.
Yep. I'm not just a pretty voice.
So, Adam, anything else you want to bring up?
No, that's pretty much it. Like, I just wanted, I didn't want to take much of Scott's thunder away. I mean, it's his show and stuff like that. So I just wanted to come on, just say hi and that, and just, I don't know, maybe just one more thing before I head out is, how cool was it, Scott, to know that you were featured, like myself, on the Big Raw Alternative a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
That was, you know what, that was a really cool experience. I wish the match that we picked had some better audio. that match that we did, it was the Young Bucks and the Super Smash Brothers. That was actually one of the matches I called while concussed. So I'm pretty much.
You sounded fine. I didn't even I watched it a few days ago, and you sounded fine on it.
No, well, and that's the thing is, it's the audio that we had back then really sounded like we were calling a match through a Tim Hortons drive-thru. Like it was just terrible audio quality that we've since fixed. So that's worth putting out there too. So some of the newer stuff it sounds a lot better. But you know, that's a really cool experience just being able to see all those different promotions put out their best and go head to head with Raw and see the turnout that we had and the feedback that we've had from that since has been huge. So that's a really cool moment. It's really cool to know that my voice is getting out there too. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, you know, it was a really cool experience to be a part of and that. But like I said, Scott, you know, I just wanted to come on, just ask a few questions. I just wanted to say, hey, you know, I see what you guys are doing down there in Toronto and the exposure you're getting. Well, with Brad, like, you know, it's good to see you guys getting like an opportunity to, like, you know, showcase your commentary chops, as they say.
Oh, we gotta call a match together at some point here, man. That's gotta happen at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, Brad can go fetch us water or something, or you know.
Yeah. No, you know
right,
what?
Guys,
here's another just a quick side story with Adam here. Adam came to a Smash show. This was in December of 2013, and I think he made it just in time for the main event of Chris Hero Lance Storm.
There's more of a story to that. Like, I came from the night before, me and a buddy were at Final Battle in Ring of Honor. And I don't know, that's a whole different slide. Basically, it was more of my driver telling me, like, you know, we had enough time to do both, me agreeing with it. By the time we got back to the Canadian border, I was like, you know what, I'm ready to go home. But I said, you know, we're already on the road, so why not? And I believe the absolute highlight of that trip was that we were driving through, like, Kingston, and we saw a sign for Toronto that said Toronto, like, I'll just throw a number, like 200 and some things away. And I remember my driver saying to me, oh, don't worry, that's not true. We'll be there way before then. Basically telling me, don't pay attention to the sign. Don't pay attention to the signs. The signs don't matter.
Well, really? I'm pretty sure they do. But I remember you came you were there and you didn't know that I was doing commentary yet of that, but you didn't know until you showed up that I was doing commentary. And you kind of came up to me and was like, oh, hey, what's going on? I didn't realize you were doing this. And then the announcement came at the end of the show that at any given Sunday, too, the main event was going to be AJ Styles and Chris Hero. And I remember you just came up to me, you looked at me, you're like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. I said that was said with love, though. That was said with love.
Oh yeah, no, that was awesome though, because like, mind you, at that point there, I'd been like only 3 shows in or something. All of a sudden, I'm getting to call AJ Styles Chris Hero.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know, it's good. I mean, it's good exposure. I mean, you know, you might look at it as, you know, I'm only a few shows in, I get to call an AJ Styles match, but you know, it's a great opportunity for you to take a match like that and just say, hey, you know, this time, like, I might have this certain level of commentary and, you know, step it up a bit for such a high match. And, you know, from what I've heard of you guys, like, you guys are doing a really great job. And, you know, it's good to see that, you know, commentary, which sometimes I think might be an underappreciated form of, you know, the art of wrestling, is definitely getting a lot of, you know, guys like yourselves, guys like, you know, like guys you hear in the States, like in AIW, AEW and stuff like that. You know, commentary is still showing that, hey, you know, there's a lot of good guys out there.
Oh, yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you saying that.
No, it's good. It's good. Like, you know, I just wanted to come on and just, you know, say, you know, we might be different parts of Ontario, but, you know, we still do the same thing we love, and, you know, like, we're not in the ring, but we're still doing something, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Adam.
Thanks a lot for having me up.
Oh, shoot. Okay. We appreciate the callers and everything else. Okay, so just to wrap up real quick, I guess, Scott, please tell us exactly where Smash is, what's coming up, anything that you can let us know about, and please tell us why fans should be coming out to Smash.
Well,
our next, you know what I mean? Like, you tell us.
Yeah, our next show coming up is on February 7th. It's a Saturday, which is our first time doing a show on a Saturday. We normally run on Sunday, so it's worth pointing that out. It's a different day of the weekend. And we have just an incredible card lined up for you if I can run it down for you. We have Josh Alexander taking on TNA's Sonata, which is that's a big match for me because it's getting to see Sonata wrestle live. He's a guy I'm a big fan of, so getting to see him live is going to be a big deal. We have Tyson Dukes taking on Drew Gulak, which is just a dream match right there for anybody. And Gulak, of course,
the pure wrestling matches, yes, it is a dream match.
Yeah. Just a purest dream match, and of course Gulak is involved in that newly formed stable with Alex Vega, who is we're not too big of a fans of here in Smash right now, but he's going to be there as well. So I'm really hoping Scotty O'Shea kicks his ass. We got the Super Smash Bros. Taking on Checkmate, which is Checkmate is back. And this is the cool thing. This is one of the cool things about Smash Wrestling. Checkmate is back solely because the fans demanded that we bring Checkmate back in the last show. Suspects. Checkmate is a phenomenal tag team, and it had been a while since we'd seen them in Smash Wrestling.
I love
the reception that they got, and the fans literally demanded that we bring them back. So
that wouldn't surprise me though. They are a phenomenal talent. Like we as fans, I mean, I'm sure I can speak for Bernie on this one. We love watching them work.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and this is the thing. In a world where people are kind of shit talking professional wrestling, that they don't listen to the fans. Smash Wrestling is a company that definitely does, and that's why Checkmate's coming back. We've got a triple threat match featuring the women of Smash Wrestling, and this is the thing about our women's division. They're not divas, they're not knockouts, they're not bombshells or whatever you want. They're wrestlers. So we have Vanessa Craven versus Cherry Bomb versus Courtney Rush, which is probably going to be the women's match of the year, right off the bat. We have Pepper Parks taking on Abe Action Jackson versus Brent Banks in another triple threat match, which is this is Abe Action Jackson's first really big opportunity here in Smash Wrestling. It's honestly to see what he pulls out. And just announced a couple of days ago, we have Takaki Watanabe makes his return to Smash Wrestling.
I know.
He will be in action. I love that man. That guy there has still given me my favorite backstage interview that I've ever conducted.
Oh, him at Gold, he honestly, Matt won the belt, but Watanabe stole the night. Like, that was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and this was the thing too, because when we first brought him into Smash Wrestling, Gold was his debut in Smash Wrestling, and when we were going through the card, we were going through the tournament and trying to set up the first round of the tournament. We were trying to toss out an international name to bring somebody else in, and we started scouting footage of some guys from Japan, and first look at Watanabe, and we said that this is our guy. This is good. We got to bring this guy in, just because his English is a lot better than he likes to think that it is, but it's more his charisma that he has in the ring, and obviously his skill set that attracted us to him.
Yeah, so good. So good. Now, say someone wants to find out about Smash and find out about Scott Hunter. Where can they go? Where are you guys on Facebook, on Twitter? How can they find and follow you guys? Your social media.
We're all over the place. You can follow Smash Wrestling at Smash Wrestling. We made that nice and easy for you there. You can also go to our website, smash-wrestling.com. You can follow myself at S Hunter Smash, that a lot of people have turned into Shunter Smash. That's turned into a nickname that I'm not too keen on, but it's it's growing on me, so I'll embrace it. Shunter Smash if you want to follow me on Twitter.
There we go.
What's that?
I said there we go. Just embrace it.
You know what? I might as well embrace it. If you can't beat them, join them, right? And definitely, if you go to smash-wrestling.com, you can also check out some of the articles that I've written there. Very proud of the articles that I've done. And actually, the latest article I wrote was an article on Alex Vega, kind of chronicling his story throughout Smash. And we turned it from an article into a full-on documentary, which became our latest episode of Smash TV, which, again, is available absolutely free on YouTube. That episode is up right now. It went up last night, Wednesday. So every Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Smash TV. So we're one of the only indie promotions out there that actually puts up weekly content, fresh, new weekly content. So I'm very proud of Smash TV. It's a lot of work that we put into that.
Nice. And so and you guys are going to be at Battle Lines. What else is in Scott Hunter's future? What do you see for yourself?
Oh, wow, that's a deep question, actually. As I look, I'm not trying to look too far ahead, but I do have aspirations of getting myself onto TV. I mean, right now I'm in talks trying to get myself involved with the Pan Am Games in Toronto, doing a little bit of a commentary there for that. So that would be just in the world outside of wrestling, trying to tell what I'm doing with Smash.
That's amazing.
So, keep your eyes out for that, because that would be pretty cool if
it would.
If that comes into fruition. But no, you know what? I'm excited to see what the future holds. The truth is, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for myself or for Smash Wrestling. But we've got a rocket ship strapped to our ass, and I'm just enjoying the ride at this point.
There you go. I like it. Now, I'm going to do a little housekeeping here. Scott told you where you guys can find Smash and where you can find Scott. You can find Rob on Twitter at Twitch80. You can find myself on Twitter. I am Gemini Diva 75. You can find us, of course, on our Facebooks, Rob Gosling, Bernard Johnstone. You can follow RWS Media at RWS Media. We made it simple, just like Smash Wrestling did. In terms of, if you think you can kind of better promo than Brock Lesnar, and let's be honest, he's getting a little better, but we can still do that, right? Go to our group page. It is facebook.com/groups RGW Brawl. And get in the action.
And also on our Facebook /group/RWF.
That's where I was going. Yeah, like Rob just said, I don't know if you guys heard that. Definitely you can also like our group page. It is facebook.com/groups, and it's RWS Media. So I'm going to let Rob tell you about the rest of the shows that are coming up for this week. And, thanks again for coming, Scott. You are awesome.
Thank you guys for having me. I had a blast here.
Yeah, so every Monday night, right after Raw, I guess not this week because of Raw being what it was. Anyway, right after Raw every week, you can catch Rampage. Hosted by our boy EL.CIBERNETICO. On Tuesday nights, you can catch Face Off with T-Shawn Jones and L as well. Face Off is where we take the wrestlers of today and match them up with wrestlers of yesteryear, and you, the fans, decide who's going to win each match. Right now we're in the middle of a cruiserweight division tournament. So that's what's going on there. On Thursday nights, of course, every Thursday night you can catch us, Shoot from the Hip. We next week are having Jumano on, actually, Jules Malone and Jesse Yamato at the same time. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then on Friday nights, around the 10:30 mark, you can catch Revolutionary Honors, where we talk about the week of wrestling. And that's hosted by our RWF resident asshole, Doug Barrett, and the and no, he's been promoted. He is now the ninja, the ninja test.
I missed that promotion.
Andrew Cummins. So you catch them all every week, and we will. I guess that's it. That's the show, and thank you all for calling, and we'll talk to you later.